Defense Attaché, Brigadier General M.D. Mohsin, SGP. Then a short video screening on the emerging Bangladesh and the development of its armed forces, followed by a Q&A session. Thank you so much.
A part of today's event, and I would like to thank you on behalf of my embassy and my colleagues in the embassy to this event. We are extremely grateful to all of you to have spared this valuable Sunday afternoon for us, and we are truly grateful for that. As my colleague had just mentioned, we started our operation of the defense wing in May this year. So, and this is the maiden event organized by the defense wing, and I'm very pleased to see all of you to be part of this a very auspicious occasion and an event. Our hope and belief remains that as a very important bilateral partner, France, which occupies a very special place in our foreign policy priority, we will be able to strengthen our bilateral relations in areas of defense cooperation and security further, and will deepen our cooperation for the mutual interest of our two countries. In this contemporary world, the state's foreign policy engagements and securing its sustainable future is increasingly intertwined. And I'm looking at defense policy of a nation, an extension of the foreign policy, because armed forces are an institutional mechanism to ensure the sovereignty and safeguard the territorial integrity of a nation. And from that perspective, a nation's well-being is largely depends on not only its ability to interact at the domestic level, but at the international level. And in this changing global scenario, we see multiple actors, multiple events shaping our relationship and guiding us in taking actions which are in the best interests of the country. For example, if we take the issue of control of strategic waterways, or in the high seas, we see this protection of trade, navigation, and energy interest is intrinsically linked to the capabilities of our defense forces. And that is true not only for Bangladesh, it's true globally. Bangladesh is mindful of the complexities and the enormous resources, demographic, environmental, and security challenges that we face today. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has set for Bangladesh an aspirational foreign policy vision, which says Bangladesh to be recognized as a regionally and globally influential middle-income country with a democratic, secular, and inclusive identity, contributing to global peace, progress, and prosperity. And here I would like to emphasize that our foreign policy derives from the philosophical orientation of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, when he said, in our foreign policy, our approach would be friendship to all and malice to none. And that same approach also shapes our national security. It dictates that as a state, Bangladesh never intends to wage war or go on a war without convincing reason and pursues a peace and non-alignment centric foreign policy towards all. Our foreign policy is fundamentally embedded on two important fundamentals. One which was enunciated and is very clearly laid out in the proclamation of our independence of 10th April 1971, which clearly says that a state would have the commitment to the UN Charter and that we will make our full contribution to international peace and cooperation in keeping with the progressive aspiration of the people. The second fundamental is enunciated in our constitution itself, which says that the state will conduct its international relations based on the principles of peaceful settlement of international disputes, respect for international law and the UN Charter, and strive for social and economic emancipation and progress of all. Almost 5 decades later, today, these foreign policy fundamentals have remained unchanged. In our foreign policy, I'll give a couple of examples here. Bangladesh continues to maintain a lead role in the UN peacekeeping operations. For decades, Bangladesh has remained one of the top troop contributing countries. We have also been participating in providing civilian forces in police contingent. And in these missions, we have not only tried to ensure peace and stability, we have also shed lives. More than 120 of our armed force personnel have given their life in these operations. And one of the important aspects of our peacekeeping operation is that apart from the numbers that we have provided, it's over 125,000 since the peacekeeping operation started. In every mission that our forces have participated, our troops, our civilian peacekeepers have left behind a high standing in terms of morale, commitment, development, knowledge, and expertise to the service of the local people. That has been an enduring contribution of our peacekeepers across the globe where they have been. But before I talk further on our armed forces, let me provide you with a snapshot of the present-day Bangladesh that was born almost 50 years back in 1971. Inheriting a war-ravaged country, we have come a long way since then. Bangladesh today embodies secularism and religious freedom, democracy and fundamental human rights, principles those are enshrined in our constitution. We take pride in our religious and communal freedom, and this is in line with the vision and dream of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. To materialize the dream of the father of the nation, the government has taken a holistic approach to develop the country socially, economically, strategically. The vision 2041 has been drawn as a roadmap to become a developed country by the year 2041, which will be the 70th anniversary of our independence. Remarkable changes have taken place since then. Bangladesh now recognized as a role model for socio-economic development and a responsible state in the global affairs. This year, the GDP has crossed 8.13%. Last year, it was 7.6%. This growth has not only been higher compared to many G7 countries, but to a large extent, one of the highest growth rates that has been witnessed in emerging economies. Goldman Sachs says, and we have to trust their research prowess, they predict that Bangladesh will become, or expected to become, 26th largest economy by 2030. It's not very long from here. The pathway that we have created for ourselves give us the confidence that we will be reaching that level. And not only that, we have, in attaining that target, we have achieve certain smaller milestones, which gives us the confidence that we would be able to attain that, that level of development. We have attained food security, we have attained energy security. We are the third largest producer of vegetable. I mean, we are talking about a small piece of land, perhaps 1/6 of, 1/7 of the land mass of my host, a very generous host, France. And with that, we have got 160 million people, so the land available for agriculture is not enormous. But despite that, we are the third largest producer of vegetable, fourth largest producer of rice. We are the fifth largest producer of inland fisheries. Now, these all indicate one aspect of the spectrum. We are looking at the agriculture, which is self-sustaining now, feeding the people, ensuring the food security has been an important aspect. And the second aspect that I would like to highlight is the growth of ICT. So on one hand, we are addressing the basic need of the people, and on the other hand, we are looking at the advancement, knowledge advancement of the society. ICT is the tool that would enable us to reach and reduce the digital divide that we have globally. Now, one of the important cornerstone of our domestic policy has been women empowerment, and that we see not only in the civilian workforces, that is also present in our armed forces. We have got the policy that started to induct female cadets into the armed forces, started in 2000, the year 2000 if I'm not wrong.
2000.
Yes, and then we have got aviation pilot in the service. We have got senior mid-ranking officers, now they have attained that range. And this all goes to show our inclusive policy towards development of our armed forces. And keeping that in mind, that the country's economy grows, you need a better protection, not only to safeguard the economic interests that you have attained, but also to move them forward. The forces goal 2030, and I'm sure my defense advisor, attaché, will be talking about a little later, is drawn up with the very clear idea to modernize our forces to meet the challenges that we face today, but the challenges that we may confront in the coming days. I would conclude by highlighting a few challenges that we face today, and where we see that our armed forces, defense forces, and an important partner in addressing those challenges. First of all is terrorism and violent extremism. This is a scourge which is faced globally. Our armed forces have been an important institution to deal with it effectively and fruitfully. As you may all be perhaps aware of the Holy Artisan terrorist attack in 2016. That was sort of a wake-up call for all of us, because in our society, which enjoys communal harmony and religious freedom, this was something very, very unexpected. But after that wake-up call, we have taken up measures to weed out terrorist and fundamentalist ideas from our society. An important partner and a lead agency of the government is certainly armed forces. Climate change is another challenge that we face, and here we also find our armed forces working hand in hand with the civilian forces to address the impacts of the climate changes. Disaster, I must again acknowledge here the recent typhoon. Recent means a 48 hours old typhoon in Japan, and this was one of the severe-most typhoon that Japan has faced. Globally, we are facing these natural disasters more frequently and in greater intensity. Our armed forces has been a very, very important partner in meeting the disaster management goals and targets of the country. We are faced now with another challenge, which is the influx of Rohingya population in our country. And as you know, a couple of years back, we have received close to 1 million Rohingya population who were displaced, facing atrocities back home, and we have opened our borders as a humanitarian gesture of the Prime Minister. And we have given them shelter in our, within our borders. And in providing humanitarian support, our armed forces have been a very important stakeholder and partner in our process. We would like to see this problem resolved. The problem has been created in Myanmar, and we hope that the problem will be solved. Our approach to the whole issue is that we want to see this problem resolved amicably, whereby the Myanmar's government create an environment back home which will enforce safe, dignified, and voluntary return of the forces. Finally, I thank you again for being with us. And as a Bangladeshi, we are proud of our armed forces, which stands high and tall in an hour of distress, but also ensuring a peace. We are proud of their achievements and the contribution to the nation and safeguarding its integrity. But we are also very confident that our armed forces not only will ensure the territorial integrity and sovereignty of the nation, but will also contribute globally in peacekeeping as well. Thank you very much again for your time and coming and joining us in this this event. I would end with expressing my hope and confidence that our Defense Week, which has just started its journey, will receive all your support and cooperation in carrying out its responsibility. I thank you all.
Country that is contributing towards global peacekeeping and peace building. A name of a country that is marching forward to be the developed country by 2041. Bangladesh is now called a developing miracle. Now, I'd like to call upon Brigadier General Muhammad Mohsin, the newly appointed Defense Attaché, to deliver his speech.
Bangladesh is one of the very rare countries of the world where the country and its armed forces both have been born through the War of Liberation. Our independence was very costly in terms of bloodshed. We have made supreme sacrifice of 3 million people. London Times in 1971 made news headline, and I quote, "If blood is the price of independence, Bangladesh has paid the highest price in history," I unquote. The main architect behind the liberation war and our independence is the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He has given birth of a nation. In fact, Bangabandhu and Bangladesh are the two inseparable words. As such, our armed forces are the symbol of national sovereignty and territorial integrity. It is the symbol of courage and heroism. It is the symbol of refuge for the distressed humanity. It is the symbol of trust and confidence in establishing global peace. Honorable Chief Guest, His Excellency the Ambassador of Bangladesh to France, distinguished guests from French military and civil society, defense attachés from all our friendly countries, distinguished expatriates from Bangladesh, our friends from French and Bangladesh print and electronic media, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. Bon après-midi à tous. It's a great privilege for me to stand before you as the first Bangladeshi defense attaché. Bangladesh duly acknowledges the contribution of France in recognizing the independence of Bangladesh as one of the pioneer countries. We also recognize the contribution of France in strengthening our economy, as France today is the 4th largest export destination for Bangladesh. We have two French language training institutions, Elias Process in Dhaka and Chattogram since 1963. Bangladesh is one of the largest contributor of troops for UN peacekeeping operation. And with the French, we have current peacekeeping partnership in Mali, Central African Republic, DR Congo, and Ivory Coast. In each of these missions, we have almost a brigade-size representation. We have exchange of training cooperation with the French Armed Forces. Bangladesh Army War Game Center is being run by the software of Masa Group. Bangabandhu satellite has been prepared by Thales. Likewise, we are engaged with many French business companies. To enhance our existing bond of cooperation between the two armed forces, Government of Bangladesh has decided to establish Defense Wing in Bangladesh Embassy, France, which is the first among the European Union countries. Today, I would like to give a bird's eye view of the ongoing development of Bangladesh Armed Forces, its engagement in establishing global peace, nation-building activities, counter-terrorism, and in disaster management. To materialize the dream of father of the nation, present government has taken a holistic approach to develop in all spheres of life under Vision 2041 to transform Bangladesh into a developed country. Forces Goal 2030 has been derived from the defense policy of father of the nation. He has envisioned our armed forces will be a well-trained, well-equipped, and a technologically advanced force that can defend the country from any conventional and unconventional threats. For the development, expansion, and modernization of Army, 3 more infantry divisions have been raised consecutively in Sylhet, Ramo, and Borishal district. To supervise the construction and protection of Podda Bridge, 99 Composite Brigade has been raised. Besides 2 Special Works Organization, 22 battalions and Bangladesh infantry regiments were established. 2 infantry battalions were converted into para-battalion. 8 infantry battalions were converted into mechanized battalion. Para-commando brigade was established in Bangladesh for the first time. Several steps have been taken to modernize the regular infantry outfits. To strengthen country's air defense system, MLRS regiment and Shorad missile system have been inducted in our inventory. As part of modernization program, due emphasis has been given on development of training. Cadets training duration has been increased from 2 to 3 years. Recruits training has been increased from 6 months to 1 year duration. To facilitate proper training and exercise, Swarnadeep has been given to Bangladesh Army. Forces Goal 2030 includes to make Bangladesh Navy a well-equipped 3-dimensional navy that can protect the maritime interest of Bangladesh. Modernization and expansion of the force is going on simultaneously. Bangladesh Navy is setting up a submarine base named BNS Sheikh Hasina at Pekua in Cox's Bazar. The largest naval base of the country is under construction at Rabnabad in Potuakhali named BNS Shere Bangla. The base will have submarine berthing and aviation facility. Bangladesh Navy attained 3-dimensional capabilities with the induction of 2 refurbished submarines on 12 March 2017. These submarines are being used as training platforms for future submarine procurement. To protect the maritime resources and boundary, present government has taken multi-dimensional steps to modernize Bangladesh Navy. To enhance the professional competency of Bangladesh Navy and to develop skilled human resources, an international standard training complex named Bangabandhu Complex was established on 18 March 2018 with all modern facilities. BN Dockyard has been given national standard. To protect the sovereignty of the huge maritime boundary, BN Dockyard has played a vital role in keeping all the naval ships operationally fit. For continuous maintenance and modernization of all frigates and submarines, BN Dockyard has displayed highest patriotism and professional competency. Forces Goal 2030 is planned to make Bangladesh Air Force a technologically advanced, well-trained and well-equipped force that can deter any threat to Bangladesh airspace. These plans emphasize strengthening both air power and air defense capabilities. Present government has inducted 4th generation MiG-29 fighter aircraft, C-130 transport aircraft and high power air defense radar. During 2009 to 2013, F-7 BG-1, Mi-17 helicopter, FM-90 air defense missile were also inducted. For smooth maintenance and overhauling of all fighter aircrafts, radar and other equipment, Bangabandhu Aeronautical Center and few repair and overhauling units were established. BAF base Bangabandhu and BAF base Cox's Bazar have been established as a full-fledged base. As part of Air Force modernization and capacity building, K-8WJ trainer aircraft with digital cockpit, L-410 trainer aircraft, modern combat trainer aircraft Yak-130 with digital cockpit were inducted in Bangladesh Air Force. Modern maritime search and rescue operation helicopter Augusta Westland 139 and Augusta Westland 119 helicopter were also included in our Air Force inventory. Once Bangladesh was known as a disaster-prone country, now has become a disaster-resilient country. Under the overall supervision of Disaster Management Ministry, our armed forces with all stakeholders have made an effective defeat mechanism to deal with any man-made or natural disaster. Effective early warning system has been developed. Number of cyclone shelters have been built across the belt. Now we can proudly say that we are ready to share our experience in dealing with natural disasters. Since 25th August 2017, Bangladesh is facing another disaster, that is the Rohingya crisis, which is an internal problem of Myanmar. But Bangladesh had to provide humanitarian support to almost 1 million displaced population. This is a big disaster for our security, environment and our economy. However, with the support of international community, Bangladesh government is, with its armed forces, civil administration is managing this huge crisis. Few glimpses of the pictures you can see on the screen. Bangladesh is determined to enhance its capability in dealing with terrorism. To fulfill this aim, Bangladesh Army is participating in different counter-terrorism activities. From 10 to 16 September 2018, a team of 30 soldiers from Bangladesh have participated in multinational field training exercise of BIMSTEC in India. The exercise was on dealing with terrorism in urban area. On 1st July 2016, Bangladesh Army commandos have launched a successful operation against the militants' attack in Holy Artisan Bakery with the active support of Navy, Air Force and law enforcing agencies. Thereafter, Army have launched another successful operation against the militants in Atia Mahal at Sylhet. Since then, all the attempts of the militants were preempted by the law enforcing agencies. I must make a mention that militancy activity in Bangladesh is under control due to the vigilance and good teamwork of all stakeholders. I would also like to mention that Bangladesh is a role model for peaceful communal harmony of all religion. With the directives of the present government, female officers are being commissioned in the armed forces since 2000. In 2013, Captain Jarnatul Firdaus has become the first paratrooper. For the first time, 2 female officers have qualified to become pilot in Army aviation. Colonel Nazma Akhtar has performed as the first female contingent commander in UN peacekeeping operation. At present, Colonel Amina Hasnat Chaudhary is performing as female contingent commander in Central African Republic. Currently, 48 female officers are performing duties in UN mission, including 2 female pilots. From 2013 to 2016, female soldiers and sailors are being inducted in the Army, Navy, and Air Force, respectively. In 2018, Brigadier General Suzanne Gitti has been promoted to the rank of Major General in the rank of Medical Corps. At present, female members are working with men in the 3 services side by side. These are the great steps towards women empowerment in the armed forces. It is to be mentioned here that in terms of gender equality, Bangladesh ranks first in South Asia. Bangladesh is a proud member of the United Nations in establishing global peace. For the last 2 decades, Bangladesh Army has been participating in the UN peacekeeping operation with utmost professionalism and dedication. As such, we are one of the highest contributor of troops in UN peacekeeping operation. Till date, 128,967 members of Bangladesh Army have participated in 41 conflict-ridden countries for UN peacekeeping operation. The soldiers of Bangladesh Army, for their professional skill, honesty, neutrality and humanity, have rendered themselves as the ambassador of global peace. Bangladesh Navy is also participating in UN peacekeeping operation with its sailors, frigates and naval contingent. Since 1993, Bangladesh Air Force is also participating in different parts of the world in UN peacekeeping operation. For the last 6 years, Bangladesh and Indian Army are engaged in joint training exercise named Sampriti. In 2018, Bangladesh Army and the US Pacific Command have jointly organized exercise Shanti Dut 4 as part of Global Peace Initiative operation. For the first time, from 27 to 29 November 2017, Bangladesh Navy has organized an international exercise with 21 countries of Indian Ocean region. In this exercise, 23 members of ION's Indian Ocean Naval Symposium and 9 observer countries have engaged total 41 frigates, 3 maritime patrol aircraft and 4 helicopters. Bangladesh Air Force organizes regular international flight safety seminar in coordination with Civil Aviation Authority every year. Bangladesh Defence Services Command and Staff College is an internationally reputed military training institution. This institution imparts training to the majors and lieutenant colonels or equivalent rank officers of 3 services. This institution is also globally applauded for imparting training to the overseas defense officers and as such has become a multinational platform. At present, 22 different countries' officers are attending staff course in Bangladesh, including students from the United States and United Kingdom. National Defence College, NDC, is another front-ranking institution of Bangladesh Armed Forces. NDC is known as Center of Excellence. In this institution, training and research on leadership, defense, security, strategy, and national development are conducted with utmost dedication and professionalism. Bangladesh Institute of Peace Support Operation and Training, Military Institute of Science and Technology, Bangladesh University of Professionals, and Armed Forces Medical College are some other well-reputed educational institutions of our armed forces. Here I have come to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your patience hearing. Jobu Homesi Puvod Otesio.
A short video screening on emerging Bangladesh and the development of its armed forces, which will be followed by a Q&A session to be conducted by our defense attaché.
Tenant la main de Sheikh Hasina, dirigeante visionnaire, le Bangladesh se transforme et avance pour atteindre le rang des pays en voie de développement, et ce avant 2021. Il s'agit d'une promesse tenue par le Premier ministre. Le rêve est désormais plus grand, atteindre le rang des pays développés avant 2041. Si on y parvient, ce sera la réalisation du rêve de Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman qui avait rêvé d'un Bangladesh au nord, que l'on appelle Sonar Bangla. Tous les critères de mesure de développement de l'ONU permettent d'affirmer l'avancement de ce pays vers le progrès. La motivation d'aller plus loin, de toucher les objectifs avant l'heure fixée, vient aussi de là. Si on tient compte de la situation du Bangladesh il y a 16 ans, on peut affirmer avec certitude qu'aujourd'hui, le nombre des personnes pauvres a considérablement baissé. La production agricole de ce pays, depuis les 40 dernières années, a surpris le monde. Le pays se place 4e dans la liste des pays ayant une importante production du riz. Il figure 3e parmi les pays producteurs de poissons dans l'eau douce. Le Bangladesh a été considéré le pays ayant la croissance économique la plus importante dans l'Asie du Sud en 2016. Comme les deux dernières fois, il a également été récompensé pour son rôle dans la réduction des inégalités entre les hommes et les femmes. Dans la même année, il a le taux d'alphabétisation des personnes âgées meilleur que les 12 dernières années. 98% des enfants étaient inscrits à l'école primaire. Aujourd'hui, l'espérance de vie est de 72 ans et 3 mois. Le taux de mortalité infantile connaît une baisse considérable. Depuis 2009, plus de 14 000 centres de santé que l'on appelle community clinics ont été mis au service des citoyens sur tout le territoire. Récemment, le Bangladesh a rempli les 3 conditions fixées par la Banque mondiale pour sortir du rang des pays pauvres et attend la déclaration de celle-ci pour être reconnu comme un pays de l'économie moyenne. L'application du principe diplomatique, amitié avec tous, hostilité avec personne, a porté ses fruits. En 30 ans, le Bangladesh est devenu l'un des pays les plus importants du programme de la paix mondiale mené par l'ONU. Dans les années 70, l'agriculture était la principale source de l'économie, tandis qu'aujourd'hui, l'exportation domine de loin. Le Bangladesh est le 2e pays exportateur du textile dans le monde. Pour répondre aux besoins liés aux exportations et afin d'améliorer ce domaine, le Bangladesh a pris en main des projets de développement d'infrastructures d'une grande envergure. La construction avec ses propres moyens du pont le plus long du Bangladesh, Padma Setu, en est la preuve. Ce pont aura changé l'avenir de plus de 30 millions de citoyens du Sud et aura un impact important dans la croissance économique. Le Bangladesh va bientôt ouvrir son premier centrale nucléaire pour produire de l'électricité. Il permettra ainsi à 2 400 000 familles d'avoir la lumière chez elles. Depuis 2003, les panneaux solaires ont servi plus de 4 millions de familles en termes d'énergie. Depuis 2009, la production de l'énergie électrique a connu une forte hausse. Elle a été multipliée par 4. Elle était de 5000 MW alors qu'aujourd'hui, elle est de 16 000 MW. À partir de 2030, le premier port en eau profonde, nommé Paera, sera mis au service du pays. Cela va permettre le développement du commerce maritime. La capitale Dhaka aura bien avant des lignes de métro. Les habitants de la capitale seront enfin épargnés de la souffrance à cause des embouteillages. 60 000 passagers seront transportés par heure. Pour servir les citoyens locaux, des services informatiques sont instaurés dans plus de 5 000 municipalités, permettant à 6 millions de personnes d'en être les bénéficiaires. Ainsi, les services publics via Internet touchent même les villages et ses habitants. Dans le domaine technologique, pour attirer les investisseurs étrangers, la construction de 12 parcs technologiques est en cours dans 12 districts distincts. Le but est de faire de la technologie une source importante de la croissance économique et atteindre les 5 milliards de dollars en exportation et de créer 10 millions de nouveaux emplois. Avant 2030, un projet de construction de plus de 100 zones économiques spéciales sur l'ensemble du territoire bangladais est à envisager, ce qui permettra de créer de nouveau 10 millions d'emplois. Ainsi, des produits et des services d'une valeur de 40 milliards de dollars supplémentaires seront créés. En 2016, le Bangladesh a été classé deuxième parmi les pays en voie de développement qui connaissent un développement rapide. Pendant 6 ans consécutifs, ce pays a gardé un PIB de plus de 6%. En 2019, le PIB est de 8,13. Il s'agit d'un record national jamais atteint auparavant. Le Bangladesh fait partie des 11 pays susceptibles de devenir des puissances économiques mondiales du XXIe siècle. Ce pays s'est déjà montré capable d'accomplir plus que ce dont on imaginait de lui, avec sa terre fertile et ses capacités diverses. Il a surpris le monde entier en envoyant son propre satellite dans l'espace en seulement 50 ans de son existence. Le satellite Bangabandhu se sert d'une nouvelle identité du Bangladesh. Tenons la main de Sheikh Hasina. Le monde entier salue cette forte croissance économique du Bangladesh et place leur espoir quant à son développement. Les dirigeants mondiaux félicitent ce pays pour son progrès. Malgré ses accomplissements, le Bangladesh refuse de s'arrêter. Sous la direction du Premier ministre Sheikh Hasina, le Bangladesh continue de se fixer de nouveaux objectifs. L'avenir du Bangladesh est sans doute brillant pour la réalisation de Sonar Bangla, rêvé par Bangabandhu.
রোহিঙ্গা সমস্যার স্থায়ী সমাধানে দ্রুত কার্যকর উদ্যোগ গ্রহণের জন্য আমি জাতিসংঘ এবং আন্তর্জাতিক সম্প্রদায়কে আহ্বান জানাচ্ছি। এ প্রসঙ্গে আমি কিছু সুনির্দিষ্ট প্রস্তাব পেশ করছি। প্রথমত, অনতিবিলম্বে এবং চিরতরে মিয়ানমারের সহিংসতা ও জাতিগত নিধন নিঃশর্তে বন্ধ করা। তৃতীয়ত, অনতিবিলম্বে মিয়ানমারে জাতিসংঘের মহাসচিবের নিজস্ব একটি অনুসন্ধানী দল প্রেরণ করা। তৃতীয়ত, জাতি ধর্ম নির্বিশেষে সকল সাধারণ নাগরিকের নিরাপত্তা বিধান করা এবং এ লক্ষ্যে মিয়ানমারের অভ্যন্তরে জাতিসংঘের তত্ত্বাবধানে সুরক্ষা বলয় গড়ে তোলা। চতুর্থত, রাখাইন রাজ্য হতে জোরপূর্বক বিতাড়িত সকল রোহিঙ্গাকে মিয়ানমারে তার নিজ ঘর বাড়িতে প্রত্যাবর্তন ও পুনর্বাসন নিশ্চিত করা। পঞ্চমত, কফি আনান কমিশনের সুপারিশমালা নিঃশর্ত, পূর্ণ ও দ্রুত বাস্তবায়ন নিশ্চিত করা। দল মত নির্বিশেষে সকলে ঐক্যবদ্ধভাবে আগামী প্রজন্মের জন্য একটি উন্নত সুখী সমৃদ্ধ বাংলাদেশ গড়ে তুলি। বাংলাদেশ এগিয়ে যাচ্ছে, এগিয়ে যাবে। আগামী প্রজন্ম পাবে সমৃদ্ধশালী বাংলাদেশ।
Les forces armées du Bangladesh sont les symboles du courage et de bravoure pendant la guerre d'indépendance. Elles représentent la confiance du peuple lors des catastrophes et des conflits. Elles sont aussi le symbole de l'établissement de la paix dans le monde. La liberté est le droit que tout homme possède dès sa naissance. À la fin du régime atroce des Anglais, les Bangladais n'ont pas pu bénéficier de l'indépendance en 1947 et ils sont tombés sous le poids du nouveau régime du Pakistan de l'Ouest. Pour se libérer de la discrimination et de la maltraitance des dirigeants pakistanais, les Bangladais ont lutté pour acquérir leurs droits. Ces luttes se sont transformées en guerre d'indépendance. Tout le peuple bangladais a répondu présent à l'appel du père de la nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman pour participer à cette guerre. Le 21 novembre 1971, les patriotes, les combattants de la liberté, les forces armées ainsi que les militaires se sont unis pour participer à la lutte contre les colons pakistanais. C'est pourquoi le 21 novembre, c'est la journée nationale des forces armées.
Le 20 février 2018, les drapeaux des 4 unités de la division numéro 10 ont été hissés. C'est une étape vers l'avant à la transformation du cantonnement de Ramon en un cantonnement.
Le bâtiment a été inauguré et au nom Bangabandhu Complex. Ceci a pour but d'assurer une formation de qualité et de donner une certaine autonomie à cette force. Afin d'assurer informatique et linguistique, pour une formation technique, 7 autres laboratoires scientifiques ont été mis en place. À cela s'ajoute une statue de Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman dans le hall du bâtiment pour conserver les souvenirs de ce dernier. Le chantier maritime BN Dockyard a été décoré de la récompense du standard national.
Ambassador and Sir Iyazal, our Brigadier General. I enjoyed the session. Thank you so much for all the information that you provided. I would like to ask 2 questions. First, as we saw, like we have our forces in peace missions. So I would like to ask of our heroes. So I would like to know if you have any approximation of the numbers, how many sacrificing heroes you have lost for the last 20 years.
You want to mean that since the beginning of the peace mission, how many lives that we have lost?
Exactly, absolutely.
I think the Excellency, the Ambassador has also indicated that we have lost 125 peacekeepers till date for the global peace.
Thanks, sir. I have another question. Thank you for the answer. I would like to put a subject like this regarding the road safety measures in Bangladesh. Road safety measures in Bangladesh, since each year we see like 21,000 fatalities in our country happening, and even in 2018.
As we know that in Bangladesh, road traffic accident is a common phenomenon, and almost every day it's taking heavy toll on the life of the people. To my understanding, the government has taken in the recent lot of measures, like constitutional, some enactment of some rules and regulations, so that the drivers, the authorities, everybody is cautious about it. And as of now, I don't have any knowledge the involvement of the armed forces on this road traffic. Well, during some crisis in the past, the militaries have been called to manage the traffic, like in Dhaka and Chittagong. But as a whole, to the safety of the entire Bangladesh road communication, government is addressing these measures. I think the last road safety, the enactment of laws, there are a lot of things have come up newly, so that gradually everybody becomes cautious. So I think the government directives are very much clear. We are going towards the right direction. Maybe that we are taking some time, but I am sure it will be manageable within the control of our area. And as is our geographical mass, it is a very small country, and we have around 60 million people. So it's a both way. We are actually, government is taking all the measures to sensitize the people. I think here also, if you are exposed to the Bangladeshi satellite channels, you can see how the police is engaged managing. Even the scouts are also taken on board. And so as a teamwork, the government is taking all out effort to manage the traffic accident. Thank you.
First of all, many thanks for your nice presentation and nice video. And thanks to Mr. Ambassador and the team for inviting me in this event. So I was going through this book, just a random look, and I see this picture of LPG tankers here. It's just here. Okay. I have one question out of curiosity. That is, there are several international regulations in many countries because LPG is a very dangerous product. So if there is any explosion or any spillage, there could be contamination or threat to life. So, and I remember like a few years ago there was one boat sank, and there was some oil spillage in Sundarban. So there was like a huge contamination in the mangrove forest. So my question is, what regulations or what directives is enforced in Bangladesh to control like the technical regulations? I'm talking about technical regulations. Is there any regulations enforced, or do you have any plan for it? Like, is there any future plan to control the damage or control the tankers which are passing by our coast? I don't know if my question is clear.
I could, within my defense domain, this relates to the civil administration, and I think the issues, but my understanding, the disasters, whatever took place in the past, government is every time is taking countermeasures. There are one or two lapses, but taking measures. So it's not exactly, I can't give you the whole spectrum on this. I think the Excellency wants to comment.
Well, you are referring to the oil spillage that took place in the Pushur River. The government is, I mean, apart from it had taken place in 2015, and whatever immediate measures needed to be taken to clean up that were done, so that is in the past. But to guard against any future spillage and the negative impact of oil spillage, a national policy is being drafted, which is expected to be in place by the end of this year. That's one thing. Secondly, Mongla Port Authority have bought ships already. Mongla Port Authority, you are aware of the topography of the region that you are talking about, where there is the second seaport of Bangladesh, Mongla, and the authority has put in equipments, plans, as well as ships that I talk about. One ship has already been procured. There are several others which are in the pipeline. You know, the national, the Sundarbans, perhaps you may, I don't know whether it's Sundarban here, you see, it's a UN heritage. And we attach a lot of importance to our heritage property. To safeguard it, the government has put in place within the national framework of safeguarding the property. We are aware of the challenges that it is faced with, the salinity intrusion because of the reduction in water flow from the upstream, the climatic hazard. Within our means, we are taking measures to safeguard this property, and as we talk about, we are undertaking a strategic environmental assessment, which will provide a policy recommendation to the government for the southwest region as a whole. It's not only concentrated or confined to the Mongla or the Sundarban area, for the entire region. And any development plan will be subject to the assessment made and based on the recommendation that is that would be drawn up. It's a 2 years study which is started, and that will guide the future development action in that region.
Okay, thank you so much. Looking forward to the new policy.
I can add with you this, as I'm
Bangladesh Army, whatever you've done for Bangladesh. My question is Bangladesh Army have a vision to get the Rafale technology from France, which is the most famous aircraft in France. Our friends in France is Rafale, the fighter. Would Bangladesh Army will get this technology sooner? We have a vision to get the Air Force.
For asking a question relates to Rafale. I think this is a decision at the strategic levels. We may actually, I didn't say much about our Air Force vision. There it is written that multi-role combat aircraft, 16 multi-role combat aircraft we are going to procure. So we are actually looking around the countries where we get which best suited, because it's a budget is also an issue, and above all it is strategic decision at the government level. So actually we are looking around. I can't really say you specific because nothing has yet surfaced on this regard. We are looking around. That's what I can say. We are looking around the markets. Thank you.
Thank you.
Friends, we are really, our government has decided to establish a defense wing here to engage with the French armed forces, with the French government for the defense cooperation. So we are trying to come closer and closer so that we can benefit our armed forces from the French armed forces. But cost is a so every time government has to take care of the budget is also budget also. However, we are looking forward. Hopefully, inshallah, we get it. Thank you.
Concluding, I'd like to invite you all to join another important part of the program, that is refreshment.
Manage within the time.
It's interesting, it's so important to know what is important for Bangladesh, besides what we are discussing.
Engagement with the French. I really highlight many because of it, make a balance.
Il est under progress. On est en train de le reposer parce que c'était un website pour les ingénieurs. C'est un truc trop technique. Mais dans quelques sera au salon
since we have established our defense here, we should also project ourselves. Yes. Many people have the perception Bangladesh is a
বাংলাদেশের অর্জন অনেক। আমরা স্বাধীনতার পরে প্রায় 50 বছর পেরিয়ে এসেছি। এই সময়কালের মধ্যে আমাদের অর্থনীতি, আমাদের সামাজিক এর সকল ক্ষেত্রে আমরা একটি অগ্রগতি যে অর্জন করেছি সেটি বিশ্ব একজন রোল মডেল হিসেবে বাংলাদেশকে মনে করে। আমাদের তুলে ধরার মতন, বিশ্বের সাথে শেয়ার করার মতন অনেক কিছু আছে। আমাদের কৃষ্টি, আমাদের সংস্কৃতি, আমাদের মূল্যবোধ, আমাদের অসাম্প্রদায়িক চেতনা, এই সকল কিছুই কিন্তু বাংলাদেশকে একটি উঁচু স্থানে বিশ্বে তুলে ধরার জন্যে যথেষ্ট। আমি মনে করি আমাদের সামগ্রিক অবস্থার সাথে বিশ্বের মানুষকে পরিচয় করিয়ে দেওয়ার জন্য, আরও ভালোভাবে পরিচয় করার জন্য এই উদ্যোগগুলো প্রয়োজন, যেখানে আমরা বাংলাদেশের ইনহেরেন্ট যে শক্তিগুলো রয়েছে, যে সকল ক্ষেত্রে আমরা অগ্রগতি অর্জন করেছি, যে সকল ক্ষেত্রে আমরা বিশ্বের কাছে উদাহরণ হিসাবে পরিগণিত হচ্ছি, একটি তো আমরা বললাম যে আমাদের অসাম্প্রদায়িক শক্তির কথা বলেছি, আমরা আমাদের অর্থনৈতিক উন্নয়নের কথা বলেছি যেটা আমরা তুলে ধরতে পারি, আমরা ডিজাস্টার ম্যানেজমেন্টে দুর্যোগ ব্যবস্থাপনায় যে অগ্রগতি এবং সাফল্য অর্জন করেছি সেটা সকলের সাথে শেয়ার করার সুযোগ রয়েছে এবং সেটি বাংলাদেশ করতে পারে। আমরা বিশ্বের শান্তি স্থাপনে আমাদের সশস্ত্র বাহিনী যে এরকম অগ্রণী ভূমিকা পালন করেছে তা বিশ্বে আজকে কেবলমাত্র অ্যাকনলেজড এবং রেকগনাইজড প্রশংসিতও বটে। সুতরাং বাংলাদেশের অনেক কিছু রয়েছে যা বিশ্বের মানুষের কাছে বিশ্বের দরবারে তুলে ধরা, তার মাধ্যমে বাংলাদেশের ভাবমূর্তিকে সমুজ্জ্বল করার সুযোগ রয়েছে বলে আমি মনে করি।
আমাদের এই অনুষ্ঠানটার মূলত আমার উদ্দেশ্য হলো যে আমরা তো এখানে নতুন ডিফেন্স উইং আমরা খুলেছি। তো আমার এই 3-4-5 মাসে একটা ধারণা হলো যে আমাদের বাংলাদেশকে প্রজেক্ট করা দরকার। আমরা যে গ্লোবাল পিস কিপিংয়ে বাংলাদেশ ওয়ান অফ দি লার্জেস্ট ট্রুপ কন্ট্রিবিউটিং কান্ট্রি, আমাদের যে ফ্রেঞ্চ গভর্নমেন্টের সাথে বিশেষ করে আফ্রিকান কন্টিনেন্টে বিভিন্ন পিস কিপিং অপারেশনে আমরা এনগেজ, এই জিনিসটা ফ্রেঞ্চ কমিউনিটির কাছেও আমাদের পৌঁছানো উচিত। সেই জন্য আমি মনে করলাম যে আমাদের এরকম একটা আয়োজন যদি আমরা করি যেখানে ফ্রেঞ্চ মিডিয়া, ফ্রেঞ্চ মিলিটারি এবং ফ্রেঞ্চ সিভিল সোসাইটিকে আমরা এখানে ইনভাইট করি, তাহলে আমরা আমাদের এই মেসেজগুলো আমাদের আর্ম ফোর্সেসের ডেভেলপমেন্ট যে হচ্ছে এবং আমরা যে একটু অর্থনৈতিকভাবেও সমৃদ্ধির দিকে এগিয়ে যাচ্ছি, পাশাপাশি আমাদের সশস্ত্র বাহিনীর ডেভেলপমেন্টও আমরা করছি, সেই জিনিসটা আমরা যেন ফ্রেঞ্চ কমিউনিটির কাছে, ফ্রেঞ্চ জনগণের কাছে আমরা যেন পৌঁছাতে পারি থ্রু দি মিডিয়া। এবং এখানে আপনি যদি লক্ষ্য করে থাকেন, আমরা অন্যান্য দেশের ডিএদেরকেও আমরা এখানে ইনভাইট করেছি এবং কিছু কিছু দেশের ডিএ এসছেন এবং তারাও অনেকে এক্সপ্রেস করছে যে আমাদের এই প্রেজেন্টেশনের মাধ্যমে তাদের আমরা চোখ খুলে দিয়েছি, তারা বাংলাদেশকে একটা নতুন বাংলাদেশ হিসেবে দেখার সুযোগ হয়েছে। ইনফ্যাক্ট ফ্রান্সের অনেক জায়গায় আমি লোকজনের সাথে কথা বললে তারা কেন জানি মনে করে বাংলাদেশ মানে একটা ডিজাস্টার প্রবণ কান্ট্রি, বাংলাদেশ মানে এখনও একটু অ্যাকচুয়ালি গরিব দেশ, কিন্তু আমরা যে অনেক দূর এসেছি এই মেসেজটা কিন্তু অনেক জায়গায় হয়তো অনেকের কাছে পৌঁছে না। তো আমার মনে হলো যে এরকম একটা আয়োজন মাধ্যমে আমরা ফ্রেঞ্চ মিডিয়া বা অন্যান্য দেশের যে যারা এসছেন ডিএ কমিউনিটি, তাদের মাধ্যমে আমরা হয়তো তাদের ধারণা কিছুটা পাল্টাতে পেরেছি এবং আমরা একটা আমাদের যে গত 1 দশকের উন্নয়নের একটা চিত্র আমরা ফ্রেঞ্চ ভাষায়, ইনফ্যাক্ট আমাদের হেডকোয়ার্টারের ঐকান্তিক সহযোগিতায় আজকেই এই বইগুলো আমি স্পেশাল ডিপ্লোম্যাটিক ব্যাগে করে স্পেশাল আমাদের ঢাকা থেকে আমি আজকেই দুপুরে পেয়েছি। তো আমি এটাও তাদের হাতে তুলে দিতে পেরেছি। তো আমি মনে করি যে আমাদের যে উদ্দেশ্য, আপনি যেটা বললেন, এই অনুষ্ঠানের উদ্দেশ্য বহুলাংশে আমার মনে হয় হয়তো সফল হয়েছে। হয়তো আস্তে আস্তে আমরা আরও সফলতা অর্জন করতে পারবো, যেহেতু আমরা মাত্র শুরু করেছি।